So it's first thing in the morning, and I'd like to do my morning meditation that I do just about every day. And I'm hoping you'll be interested in following along with me and doing this too. And I'll take you through all the steps of what I do on a regular basis. And so when I first settle in the morning to do this work, the first thing I do is to dedicate this in the name of the divine light that's within me. That is that, say, in the morning, the first most important thing is maybe identifying who you are. Who and what are you? And, so I think that it's important to say that we're doing this in the name of the divine light within us, and to identify with that divine light. That's the starting point. The starting point that we're affirming is our own divinity. So I say to myself, and you can say along with me, in the name of the divine light within me, in the name of the divine light that's within me, in the name of the divine light that's within me, I ask for an Antares sphere of oneness to be placed around and through me. I ask for an Antares sphere of oneness around me and through me. I ask for an Antares sphere of oneness around me and through me. Whew. And by this, what I'm doing is I am calling into existence an Antares sphere, a bubble of energy that completely surrounds my aura and my energy field. And I say it's an Antares sphere of oneness. That is, I'm dedicating this to bringing all of what I am into alignment and harmony with oneness. That's my goal, to be in that state of harmony with oneness. And when I do this, sometimes what I do is I hold up my hands and I imagine an image of myself floating in front of me. And I put my hands around that image, and I'm going to visualize the Antares sphere forming around me, and I hold it with my hands. And by doing that, I give my hands then the opportunity to help create and mold this energy that's around me. And when I do that, besides the fact that I can feel the energy coming through my hands, I'll also feel the energy coming from my left and my right, as if, large, huge, etheric hands are around my physical body, and they're giving energy in the same way that I visualize it right in front of me. So I ask for an Antares sphere of oneness around me and through me. I ask for an Antares sphere of oneness around me and through me. I ask for an Antares sphere of oneness around me and through me. So you do this too. And what I find is that if I hold this, it slowly gets stronger and stronger. The energy running through my hands increases, and the energy I feel coming from the left and the right also increases, so that this sphere of oneness becomes stronger and stronger around me. And this is probably the single most important thing I think I do every morning, because once I've identified myself with the divine light within me, and I've called into existence this sphere of oneness around me, I've shifted all of my energy into alignment with that intention and that understanding. I have shifted myself, you say, into that gear. And now that's going to influence the entire day. That'll influence everything that happens from this point out. Okay, but there's more we can do. And so, for me, each morning, usually the next step is I ask for an Antares sphere of purity to be placed around me. I ask for an Antares sphere of purity around me and through me. I ask for an Antares sphere of purity around me and through me. In this sphere has the particular effect of purifying my energy. And it does that, at least I would say in my perception, it does that by pulling out the fragments of energy that are not in alignment with my true self, not in alignment with my divine light, not in alignment with oneness. It pulls out those fragments of light from within me and casts them out and away. And it also reminds me to identify with the pure essence of what I am and the pure essence of my feelings and my thoughts, to identify with the purity of being in alignment with who I really am. And purity maybe isn't a quality that people think about every day. You know, oh, I wake up in the morning and my goal is to be pure. Yeah, but it's a wonderful thing to be able to say, you know, that I'm getting closer and closer to that purity with myself that brings me into a sense of unity. And maybe you find too, like I do, that the longer I hold this sphere, the stronger and stronger it becomes. So I want to add to the two spheres we've called in by asking now for an Antares sphere of balance to be placed around me and through me. I ask for an Antares sphere of balance around me and through me. Antares sphere of balance around me and through me. Whew. And for me, my perception is that on the macro scale, that placing this sphere around me has the effect of tuning up the circulation of energy around my whole body, the energy of the aura and the energy of the extended energy field. You know, that's spinning both clockwise and counterclockwise, and helping to create the energy flowing through the central column. That what happens is that this sphere changes the balance of the energy going clockwise and counterclockwise, and it tunes it up. And I guess my intention is that it be tuned up to whatever's most beneficial to me, but that knowledge is beyond conscious thought. It just happens through doing this exercise. And then too, that kind of balancing of energy flow, clockwise and counterclockwise, or however it is, that goes on not just at the macro level, but at the micro level, down through my organs, down through my cells, down through the molecules. So for me, this Antares sphere of balance is about balancing my whole energy field, but it's also balance at every level of what I am. Balancing the energy flow. And I can really feel that in my physical body, and I can particularly feel it in the central column, the tube of light going along the spine. And so to these spheres, now I want to add another. Now I call for an Antares sphere of clarity to be placed around me and through me. An Antares sphere of clarity around me and through me. An Antares sphere of clarity around me and through me. And can you feel that? Can you feel the shift that occurs? Clarity here for me has a very specific meaning, because it's the clarity that comes from seeing things not just at a three-dimensional level, but at a multi-dimensional level. Clarity is knowing things in their multi-dimensional sense. And even if you don't see the multiple dimensions, to feel and understand that everything exists on multiple dimensions, and there the significance is there. We live our lives not just in the third dimension, we live our lives in many dimensions. So the Antares sphere of clarity brings me into touch with that. And now my whole perception opens up. And I can feel that what's in my world, everything around me, has this sense of meaning and purpose that goes beyond what things are in the third dimension. So, okay, now the next sphere I want to bring in, the last sphere I want to bring in, is I ask for an Antares sphere of harmony to be placed around me and through me. I ask for an Antares sphere of harmony to be placed around me and through me. An Antares sphere of harmony around me and through me. And in this sense, the harmony has a very specific meaning for me. It's harmony in relation to the oneness of all things. And what does that mean to me? It means that my light, the light within me, identifies and sees the light within all things as being the same divine light. One divine light through all of creation. And that means that I'm a part of creation, that I'm in oneness with all creation. And part of the impact of this sphere then is that it brings me into that feeling that there's no separation between myself and the rest of existence. That I can feel everything in existence as being a part of me and I'm a part of it. So sometimes this has some very profound effects on my perception throughout the day, especially with other people, when I can then identify with what they're experiencing and what they're feeling as if it were me. They are me and I am them. In all of nature, I am part of nature and nature is part of me. Whew. The energy is getting stronger and stronger, and I can feel it penetrating my whole energy field. I want to take it in as deeply as I can. So this practice of bringing in the spheres of Antares, this is something I've been doing day after day for such a long period of time. And I think my experience and Ulla's experience, and I hope it would be your experience too, is that the more I do this day after day, the stronger and stronger this becomes. The more and more it's changed me and transformed me from the inside out. And in that sense, doing this kind of practice is different from healing work that changes you from the outside in. It's not about removing something that's blocked. It's about reweaving the very essence of myself from the inside out, building from my core foundation of the light within me, and bringing all of my energy into alignment with the principles from Antares. Yeah, I think I want to hold this feeling. And with that meditation, I'm ready now to move forward into my day.